All right, we are live on KUHSdenver.com. My name is Stephen Ray Watts. I'm the host of Conscious Conversations on KUHSdenver.com. We broadcast from 10 to midnight every Sunday night, Mountain Standard Time. But this week, going to be in Anaheim, California, and I'm going to be broadcasting from two different places. First one, we're going to be broadcasting on Thursday night, January 19th, from Crosspoint Church, and that's in Huntington Beach, California. I'm going to be speaking to their group called, their group is called Restoration, and Restoration is the name of their Celebrate Recovery group. We're going to be talking recovery. We're going to be talking about recovery from addiction from a point of view of a church congregation. This is an incredible thing that the church is reaching out to people who need help with addiction recovery and counseling within their congregation, to where they don't have to necessarily go to rehab, but they can find what I think is one of the most important parts, two important parts that I think of recovery. Number one is we talk about spiritual fitness, a spirituality of realizing that you have to have a spiritual fitness and be able to rely on God to rely on a power greater than yourself. And for me, that's God. And that's one of the beautiful things about doing this at a church, because that is just almost just a given. Also, the other thing is, though, with recovery is the we aspect. So this is the second part of what I was talking about. It's so much easier to recover if you're within a group setting and you're within like-minded people that are maybe struggling with the same affliction, the same addiction that you have, or a different addiction, but it's that you feel like you're in the same boat. You're on the same bus. And you get to share your triumphs and your failures, but also encourage and inspire each other. It's a point that is so important. So we look at the spirituality, and we look at the idea of community, the idea of camaraderie. That's important. So I'll be talking with the Restoration Group, Celebrate Recovery. It is a 12-step based program, and that makes me feel very comfortable in my own sobriety and being able to talk about it. But I'm hoping with any luck, not luck, I'm counting on the fact that when I speak, I'll be asking it to be God's words and encouragement coming through me as an instrument, not my words. That's the most important part. Also, wanted to mention that this is the big one. On Sunday, we're going to be broadcasting with this kind of setup, doing Conscious Conversations at a special time, an earlier time, to facilitate a live audience. So we're going to have a live audience, and I don't know how we're going to get that worked out to where they're going to be involved, but you'll probably hear them, and we'll turn the camera around to show them as well, and show their participation in Conscious Conversations from 3 to 5. This will be Pacific time, which means it'll be 4 to 6 live here in the Mile High city of Denver, Colorado, 4 to 6 Mountain Standard Time. So 3 to 5 out there in California. Also, I'll have my special guests returning, Mike and Rosanna Summerall, who live in Anaheim. And they're going to be returning, talking about the miraculous story of his healing from the motorcycle accident. They were here last June as part of my first year doing Conscious Conversations here on KUHSdenver.com. But they're going to return, and they're going to tell me, they're going to show me around Anaheim a little bit, and tell me about their ministry of faith and healing and where the Lord has taken them. And we're going to be broadcasting from Rushing Wind Church, and this is in Whittier, California. This is Orange County Rushing Wind Church, and the pastor there is Pastor Tom, and he's going to join us for a couple segments as well. This is a church of people that are dedicated. They've got Bikers for Christ involved with that church as well. And there's also a ministry called Down Bikers Ministry, which was instrumental in Mike Summerall's healing. These are people that go around helping people who have had catastrophic and both mental and physical injuries as a result of motorcycle accidents. This is incredible, an incredible ministry that they're doing for people in the California area. But this ministry reaches out all over the United States. So that is in Whittier. And matter of fact, I talked to a friend of mine. He goes, I told him that I was going to be doing this broadcast from Whittier, and he said, "Did you realize that that is the birthplace of the Hells Angels?" And I said, "Did not realize that." But it makes sense because this is some people call this Rushing Wind Bikers Church, and so it has a lot to do with bikers, and it has a lot to do with that community, but in a community based on faith in God and faith in Jesus Christ. So I'm very excited about this trip. I get to go to the NAMM show, National Association of Music Merchandisers, as a endorser representative of Eastman Music Company, but also even just as important for me, or even more so, is this ministry that I get to take Conscious Conversations on the road for a first tour stop and broadcast from a different state, broadcast from a church that I believe is doing God's work. And then I also get to talk recovery and talk about addiction recovery, which is a huge part of Conscious Conversations. It's a trip that I'm incredibly excited about. Apprehensive? Well, yes, because I got to run this stuff. And that doesn't, but you know what? As I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I'm going to leave this in God's hands, and God will pull me through and help me with this, as well as my mentor over here, Mr. Henry Archuleta, who has helped me get this setup put into place. So this is going to be a blessed week, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's all.